Hey guys, it's Vintage Vinny. Long time no see. I've got a thrift store haul to share with you today. Got a great assortment of stuff as usual, and I'm looking forward to sharing it with you all. Stay tuned. Before we jump in to the haul video, I thought I'd let you all know that yes, this might be a little shocking, but I have actually not been to any antique shops or thrift stores in over a month. I looked at my um, bank account because I was kind of just going over some things. And I was like, it's been quite a while since I've been. Let me check and see. And so I was scrolling through all of my history of payments and history of, when I was paid from work. And it was before Christmas time since I had been thrifting or antiquing. Now, there is a reason for that. And no, the answer is not I'm giving up on thrifting and reselling. That's not ever going to happen. You know, once the new year hit, I had this epiphany. If you don't know what an epiphany is, it's basically a sudden realization of great truth. My epiphany was that I really had a problem with accumulation and buying things that just were not, you know, or buying things that just didn't have resale value. One of the main issues with buying vintage items is that they look so cool and they would make a great display piece, but just because of that doesn't necessarily mean it has retail value or has any kind of value to someone else. Just because it's cool to you doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be cool to somebody else. And with that, I was buying things, for like 50 cents or a dollar and hoping that I would make at least 10 on it. I'm not doing that anymore. Now, I have two other hauls that I'm going to be filming and uploading. This one being one. I have another one that's smaller, bought less, and hopefully will generate some pretty decent money. Anyway, I have really been trying to focus on getting rid of a lot of my eBay inventory. If you have seen my eBay page or my eBay shop lately, you've seen I've gone from about 376 items down to about 150. I've pulled a lot of things. I I think part of the reason why I accumulated so much, again, because I thought, okay, I could buy something for a dollar and sell it for 10. And another reason that I think I went a little crazy was because I finally had the freedom to be able to go out and thrift as much as I wanted to because I have my own vehicle now. And after the new year, something just clicked in me and said, look, you can't be doing this. If you want to do reselling full time, you need to focus on quantity, not quality, which is what I wasn't doing. I was just buying stuff. I was like, oh, that might be worth such and such amount of money, yada, yada. But no, I'm not going to be playing that game anymore. If I want to make some pretty decent money with things on eBay and Amazon, I really need to be careful and be picky about what I choose, not even just for resale, but also for myself. I have to tell myself, do I really like it? Am I going to die without this item like I don't have enough stuff already? But yeah, something really just dawned on me and said, look, you really got to start being picky and being careful with what you pick up because you don't want to just waste money, which is what I feel like I was doing. Now, don't get me wrong, I didn't completely waste or lose money because all the items that I'm pulling from eBay, there's an auction house right down the road from my house, so I'm going to be taking all that stuff up there whenever I can get a minute. I did call the auction house yesterday, and I guess the wife of the owner of the auction house said she would send me a number right after I talked to her, and she never got back to me, so she must have just gotten busy, or, that when you run your own business, there's always something else coming up, so she may have just forgotten, so I'm going to call them back today and figure out what I'm going to do because I really just want to get this stuff out of here. I've got stuff that's been sitting in my garage for about a year, so I'm really itching to just get rid of it. I also have friend mail that I am boxing up. I'm just waiting for a significant amount of money to hit my PayPal account. I got to do an Amazon transfer for that. So yeah, got a lot going on, and like I said, if I am gonna do as well as I think I'm gonna do. Like, I'm not expecting to make $1 million at an auction. That's just not gonna happen. And depending on how they lay out my stuff, if they just do box lots, I might not even get much at all. But I bought a lot of the stuff that I am going to be sending off to auction was bought with stuff that already sold and I already made a profit on. So it's not like it's a total loss. It's just kind of like excess that just wasn't really worth my time to even list, which I shouldn't have done. So my main focus is to buy less for resale, but have higher value ratios. I think that would just be so much better for me and better off for my resale business. So I just have to be better about what I'm buying. So we are about 5 minutes into this little rant here. So let's go ahead and jump right into what you all are here for, the haul video.
So this was a rather unusual piece that I picked up at the Goodwill. I think it only cost me like $2 or $3. It has a copyright U&U, the guy's name, Marshall Folk, published by M.A. Stern, Chicago. Now, a little bit of facts about this Marshall Folk guy. So this guy's name was Ferdinand Folk. He was born in France in October of 1851. His historical significance is that he served as the Supreme Allied Commander during World War I. And he died in March of 1929 at the age of 77. That's a pretty long life if you ask me. So let's go ahead and take a look at the back of this piece of paper, shall we? Now, if this paper doesn't have some age to it, I don't know what does. I mean, this could just be from, like, the 70s or something, because it's not... I mean, I really don't know. I mean, it's not torn, it's not really wrinkled, it's got marks all over it, but other than that, it's in pretty decent shape for however old it is. I mean, even if it is from the 60s or 70s, it's definitely different, right? For $1 at my local Goodwill, I spotted this picture of an old stone mill, and for whatever reason, I don't know what made me buy this, but it's something that you just don't see a lot of anymore. I don't know where this is or who took this picture, but for some reason, I was just very drawn to it. Now, they had another one that depicted like a really tall stone tunnel with a bunch of greenery, and that one just didn't appeal to me like this one did. I don't know how old this picture is or when it was taken, but I do know for a fact that it's definitely a very interesting piece. If I had to guess, this was probably taken in the 60s or the 70s maybe, judging by the fogginess of the picture. But overall, I think it's really cool. So this was rather unusual. I've never seen one of these before. In terms of the age, I would say this is probably from the 1970s or maybe even the 80s. It's a Coca-Cola ice bucket. It's got the Tiffany-styled stained glass font and image on it. I can see why this made its way to the bins. Whatever Goodwill had this priced it at $10. Now, when I found it, this insert that holds the ice was pushed down into the bucket itself, exposing the thick cardboard material it's made out of. I didn't think I would be able to receive and get a grip on this piece here to pull it back up to hold it in place, but thankfully I did. The only problem with it is A, it's a little dirty, and B, I don't think this is the original lid to it, because as you can see, it literally does not fit in and cover the entire top. So I don't know what to ask for this. I haven't seen any on eBay exactly like this, so I'm going to clean up the vinyl a little bit, make it look good. I might ask maybe $30 and see what happens, see if I got any takers, maybe even 35. We'll see what happens. I only paid $1 and some change for it, so even if I sell for $30, that's still a really good return on investment. This next item is from the late 1960s. It's a vintage African American doll. She's got the original bathing suit or bottom to her. Very floral, very groovy. I don't know that the bonnet is original, but it came with her when I found her. She was $3. Let me go ahead and undo this so you guys can see the marking on her. So it says 1968 Shindana, and it says Operation Bootstrap Inc., the division of. I did look her up, and I saw one doll sell for about 20 bucks. She was completely bare. She didn't have any original attire on her, so this might help increase the value since she has some kind of original 60s clothing. So I think I might ask $25, $30 and see what happens with her. This was another really good pickup on my part. This is a Kurt Adler animated musical Santa on a motorcycle. Originally $9. I probably would have bought it for that just because of how much it sells for even used. These, for whatever reason, do go for really good money. I think because it does work, it has the original box despite the fact that it's beaten to hell. We'll probably go for anywhere of $50 to $60. So I'll probably ask maybe $60 and take offers from there because this does work. So that was a really good pickup on my part. So I paid $4.50 for it. At one of the charity thrift stores in town, I found this brand new in the box 1995 Fashion Corner Bride and Groom dolls. Originally $5. For whatever reason, the thrift store felt it was Christmassy, so they went ahead and gave it to me for half price, so I only paid $2.50. Upon doing research, one of these did sell for 25 bucks, and that's what I intend on asking for it. For $6, I got these really, really groovy mushroom cups, stackable mugs. They're marked Japan. I've got 3 of the orange, 1 blue, and this green one here looks as if it's been through the dishwasher. It's not as bright and vibrant as it once was, so I did look these up, and they don't really sell for that much, so these I might end up keeping them, or I might just send them off to the auction to be resold. We'll see what happens. I still think they're very groovy. I should have paid attention to this because it should be much more vibrant. Maybe I'll find another one out there in better shape. Who knows? So now that we've covered all of the larger items, let's go ahead and jump into the smaller items. Okay. So I picked up this bamboo vase for 50 cents. Upon doing research, I found out that this is a Royal Copley bamboo vase. No markings on it, and it does have crazing. Like I mentioned before with the larger items, and in my 5-minute rant of as to why I wasn't thrifting for over a month, this is one of the many reasons why I'm going to be more selective of what I'm buying, no matter if it's 50 cents or $1. I got to really be on my toes, especially with reselling, because I was intentionally going to resell this, but it's going to go right into my auction pile. So I just got to take the 50-cent price tag off of it, and to the auction it goes. Another piece that I was really, really surprised about when it came to not having a lot of resale value was this kitten floral watering can. It was only $1. It has a marking for UCOGCO, which stands for United Glass and China Company. The flowers are in really, really good condition. I don't see any cracks or chips in them. There's a minor paint loss, but overall, it's in really good shape. And I looked them up, and it just wasn't even selling for 15 bucks, so this was another dud. I shouldn't have bought it, but like I said, I'm going to send it right off to the auction, and somebody can put it in their booth for however much they want to. I don't care. Now this piece I like for myself. I think it's kind of funky and cool looking. It was $2. I think it's a vase of some sort. And it's got a Made in Slovakia stamp on the bottom of it. I liked the embossed flowers on it, and while I'm not much of a floral person, this is kind of like a funky piece. I don't know what era to date this to because I don't really know much about stamps like this. If I had to guess, I would say anywhere from like maybe the 30s up through the 60s. But like I said, I don't know much about this kind of stuff, so I just bought it because I thought it was kind of cool and funky. So I really do enjoy old photographs, and when I saw this at my Salvation Army for 50 cents, this is the picture, I guess, of somebody's grandmother. Let me get this 50-cent price tag off of here so we can go ahead and read this little note here, shall we? I wish I had the actual quilt that this, I guess, went with. The picture quilt. Pictures drawn by Martha Gorley Baylois, grandmother. Martha Thompson Park. Embroidery done by friends who came to visit. Map Martha Ann Thompson Park. Pack. Her husband, L&P Leon Norman Pack, and their children. MP Mary Pack, MP Myra Park. Why do I keep saying Pack? Park. Myra Park and EHP Earl Heath Park. Quilt was made in the late 1800s. I kind of wish I had the quilt to go with this picture because I think that would make it really cool. And on the back, it says, picture quilt in this frame hung in July of 1986. I mean, that's definitely a very old picture, and that's kind of hard to leave behind, don't you think? So I got this at a vendor mall. I found 2 more packs of Whitman cards. They were $1.75 each, or $3.50 for both. Crazy Eights and Hearts card game. I haven't taken them out of the bag to see if they are complete. I would hope so because I do like these cards with the different graphics on them. This was a hard one to leave behind because you guys know I love my nautical things. This is an old sea captain. He was only $1. And he has a Japan stamp on him right here. He's got a little ding on his nose here, but that just adds to the character of him. I don't know when this kind of stuff was really popular, but I love it anyway, nonetheless. So I'll definitely be adding that to all of my vintage nautical stuff. I found this for Tarnished Treasures. She was 75 cents. Her little bonnet here had a heart on it, so I thought she would be great for Valentine's Day crafting for her. I think she will absolutely love using this, or just displaying it for said holiday. Now, her hand is broken here, but, I mean, you can't really tell. This was $5 at one of the local vendor malls in town. I really liked the mustache guy and the, which I might have to fix because it's kind of messed up in the frame here. And I really liked the design of the frame here. I don't see any markings anywhere to indicate if it's sterling silver or not. I highly doubt it is, but I just thought the picture was really cool. And it's a mustache guy. So I'm going to probably have to end up fixing this. I did put some tape on it because, as you can see, the little hinges to hold the back in place are missing. So that only cost me $5. So like I mentioned before, I haven't been thrifting in over a month, so there are some vintage Christmas pieces in this haul that you will see. I found this really interesting Christmas, I guess it's a doll outfit or a Santa outfit, I'm not exactly sure. It only cost me $1 each. So this is the bottoms here, and this looks like a skirt of some sort, or like, I don't know, like maybe it holds a baby doll. I thought they were interesting, and for $1, I didn't really want to leave them behind. Again, this was all before I had my epiphany, so this is all stuff that I probably shouldn't have been buying, but ended up taking anyway. I think I'm going to send this piece to Mad Girls Vintage. I think she would absolutely love this. It's a vintage children's mirror. I don't want to blind any of you. But the mirror's on this side where my hand's covering. It's got a really cute image of a girl on here, probably from the 60s, 50s or 60s. I think she would absolutely love this. Lindsay, I promise you that package I mentioned to you on Instagram is gonna come. I don't know why it's taking me this long. It shouldn't have. I should have just gotten it out to you the minute I told you about it. I'm so sorry. But yeah, 50 cents. I couldn't leave that behind. I knew she would definitely love this. Now this I think is going to generate some pretty good money. You all know that tiki mugs can be pretty collectible. This is a very heavy duty plastic. For 50 cents, I think it's an advertising piece. It says the original Kona coffee mill, Hawaii, USA. I don't know what this is going to generate. I might put it up for $20 and see what happens. Now you all remember when I went picking with Treasured Vintage that one time, I found one of these stone tea light votive holders, and it was made in Taiwan, and the coloring on the stones had been rubbing off, and it was kind of like, you know, cheaply painted and whatnot. But for 50 cents, I found this one. It's painted white. The stones, I believe, are not made with the same material. This is made by Sanmairo, Japan. So this one is in better quality, I would say. I said to myself that I would never buy those small little pillar candles anymore to burn, but I think now that I have this, I might go ahead and do so because it's a good quality holder, and these actually look pretty cool when you burn them. So, or when you burn candles in here. So I think I'm definitely gonna start buying those candles again if I can find some in a scent that I like. So for 50 cents, that was a no-brainer. Tarnished Treasures might like me for this one. Remember she's been talking about this giant green Santa face mug? Well, I had one a while ago, and I bought it at my Goodwill for 99 cents, and then I redonated it thinking, oh, it's not really my thing, I shouldn't have bought it. And then lo and behold, I find it again at one of my vendor malls. It was $2.95, and then I think it was 20% off, so I only paid $2.37 for it. I know she's been talking about wanting one of these, and I was ecstatic to be able to find her one, because I know this is something that she's been looking for. So, Tarnished Treasures, when I eventually send you your friend mailbox, this will be something else that you will be receiving. This is also going to go to Tarnished Treasures. I think she might like something like this. I originally bought it because I was on a vintage Christmas kick, and I was like, oh, it's the only really vintagey thing they have. It's one of those faux plastic designs with a velvet candle in it. Overall in good condition. It's just not something I would normally pick up. It was $1.99, but it's not necessarily my Christmas taste. I'm not into all that faux plasticky floral stuff, but I think Tarnished Treasures will either take it apart, use the picks in something, or I don't know. With her, possibilities are endless. So this was really cool. It's from 1918. It's a music sheet. A ballad of exquisite inspiration. Kisses. The sweetest kisses of all. Lyrics by Alex Sullivan, and the music is by Lynn Cohen. I liked the images on the front, and it was only $2. I like my paper ephemera. So these are also going to go to Tarnished Treasures. I found some School Days 45s from the 1960s. This one in particular I think she's going to like a lot because this one has all of the different seasons on it. It's got winter, spring, summer, and fall. And we've got games we play in school. She's a teacher, so that kind of was pretty significant. I think these were 2 for 99 cents, so I only paid 50 cents a piece for them. So if she decides to display them, or if she wants to test them out, if she has a record player, she's more than welcome to do so. Now, I've picked up a few pieces of majolica and was pleasantly surprised to see that it does sell for pretty good money. So I was at my Goodwill outlet, and I spotted another piece. Now this, I paid like $1 or something. I only bought 2 other items. And I was really surprised to find this. I mean, had I not known what this was, I would have just passed it right up. So I think this one, because I don't see another one like it on eBay at all, I think it might do pretty well. I might clean it up a little bit just to get rid of some of the dust and dirt. I think I would have no problem getting 25 to 30 bucks just for this one. Here's the back. It has Italy on it. For whatever reason, these religious pieces do sell really well, so if you ever see them and they're a reasonable price, pick them up. Alright, so let's jump right into the last bit of smaller items. So this may look familiar to you. It's an Odagiri. Oh no, sorry, it's not Odagiri, it's Lefton. It's a Lefton, I guess it's a letter holder or a napkin holder. It was 99 cents. I think what I might do is pair this cardinal napkin holder with the mug that I have downstairs that is Odagiri. I think if I lot them together, I might be able to get $15 to $20 for both. So I think these might sell really well together. And for 99 cents, heck yeah. So these came from my Salvation Army. They are elf boots. They have Japan on the bottom of them. They're likely to be probably Napco wear or one of those fancy schmancy brands. These were $1 for the set, so I will definitely be adding those to my vintage Christmas stash. I've seen these a lot, these little Santa trivets. They either were made in Japan, or maybe this is a wall hanging. Anyway, I've seen these a lot at antique shops, and it's one of those mass-produced pieces. I paid 50 cents. The ones that I've seen in antique shops have Japan stamped into the glaze, or into the piece itself. And I don't know if those were later, and then these ones had foil stickers on them, but I'm not exactly sure. As you can see, this does have a lot of crazing on it, but that just adds to the charm of the piece. I will most likely be keeping him and putting him in my vintage Christmas stash. This, I don't know why I bought it. It's a windmill with a moving wheel here. It was 50 cents. I might just go ahead and throw that in the auction box and see what happens. I don't have high hopes for these, but I thought, I've seen Pudgy Picker sell these, but this was a while ago. The market could have possibly changed. So it's probably just going to end up going into my pile of crap for the auction. For 99 cents, I picked up this snowman here. I don't know if he's old or not. He doesn't have any markings on him to indicate who he was made by or when he was made. But he had vintage vibes to him. I think he definitely is a bit older, like I would say maybe the 60s. So I'll definitely be keeping him. Now this is probably one of the more unusual pieces. I think this is a handmade sled. Of course it's going to need to be cleaned up. It was 99 cents. And it's got a vintage Christmas seal on it. It says Happy New Year and Merry Christmas on it. I thought that was a really interesting piece. I could put one of my small vintage Santas in here. I could do a little bit of anything with this. So I was definitely not going to leave this behind for $1. So yeah, that's all of my small stuff. So let's go ahead and jump right in to the end of this video.
So that's all I have for you today. Be sure and give this video a big thumbs up, leave a comment below, subscribe if you haven't already. Click the bell next to the subscribe button if you'd like to know when new videos are posted. All the links to my social media accounts via Instagram are down below as well, where you will see pictures of items to come in future haul videos. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Bye guys!